Hello Wolfpack, this is video number 59. In this video, I'd like to talk about my diet. Specifically, I'll be showing you how I make rice for myself. This is a meal that I use to supplement or replace my nighttime berries and yogurt smoothie. What you'll need is a measuring cup. This is the measuring cup I use, and when I'm talking about 1 cup, I'm talking about measurement to the 1 line, not to the 250 ml. Sometimes people get the measurements mixed up, so please make sure you pay attention to this, because if you don't measure accurately to the 1 line or to the half a cup line, the recipe will not work. The rice will be hard or it'll be too soft. Please pay extra attention to that. What you'll need is 2 garlics peeled and cut into slices. You'll need 1/4 of a brown onion. Do not dice the 1/4 of an onion. Make sure it is a whole 1/4. You'll need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, normal cooking salt, not kosher salt or anything special like that. You'll need 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and you'll need 1.5 cups of boiling hot water. Make sure that you measure that out before you start, and make sure, and I'm saying this at the expense of repeating myself, that it's 1.5 cups exactly of water, boiling water. The rice that I'll be using for this is medium grain white rice. I don't use basmati rice or long grain rice. There's no specific reason that I'm not using those. It's just that this is how I was taught. You start off with a pot. While the pot is cold, you pour in your 1 tablespoon of oil. You turn the pot onto a high heat. As the pot is getting hotter, you put in your 1 cup of rice, and you mix the rice around, and you stir the rice so that it's covered in the oil. When the pot is hot to touch, and make sure you don't burn yourself, because there's a few times that I have, just hot to touch on the outside, what you do is you pour in your 1.5 cups of boiling water. And what you need, or what needs to happen, is it needs to bubble, and it needs to spit a little from the water when you pour it in. If it hasn't done that, then you haven't done it right. The pot is not hot enough, it needs to be hotter. You then put in your garlic, you put in your onion, and you put in your salt. You give it a very, very, very good mix, and make sure it's all mixed around. Get any extra grains of rice off the side of the pot, because what will happen is if you don't, they'll be hard and the rest of it will be soft. You then turn the heat down to a low heat. For my cooktop, I use a number 2. You may have to play with that for your cooktop. You then put the lid on and leave it cooking for 20 minutes. At the end of 20 minutes, you turn off the heat and you move it to a different plate, and you leave it to stand for another 10 minutes. Do not leave the rice on the hot plate. Make sure you move it off. At the end of the 10 minutes, when you've left it to stand, you then take off the lid and fork it with a knife, and then you serve. That's it for the recipe. For a couple of notes for my diet, one is that for 1 cup of rice, I always split it into 2 meals, so I can have 1 today and 1 tomorrow. I always serve the rice with a little bit of chili sauce. I prefer the Trident chili sauce. Not too much, just a little bit. There are some days where I also have just 2 slices of sandwich ham with it, cut into slices, but as a rule, generally speaking, I only have the rice and chili sauce. If you want to have more, right? More rice, or you want to cook more rice, what you do is this. For every cup of rice, you have 1 cup of water and another half a cup of water. So for example, you have 2 cups of rice, you have 2 cups of water and a half. If you have 5 cups of rice, you have 5 cups of water and a half. Don't double the water. So for example, if you have 3 cups of rice, you have 6 cups of water. Don't do that. What you do is 1 cup of water for every cup of rice and then another half a cup on top. That's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. I don't promise to answer them straight away, but I will do my best. Respect who you are, respect where you come from, and I'll see you around, Wolfpack, yeah?